What's up, y'all? It's Ty in this video. Today, we're going to be talking about the rise and fall of My Team content in the summer, My Team content in July. Now, as I do go into this video and talk about it, I want to preface this video by saying the summer used to, in my opinion, be the most fun time of the year for a variety of reasons. Number one, you could get good cards for cheap. Number two, you saw a lot of these end game cards that were really good. Obviously, some people don't love like the overpowered cards. I really don't mind it. I think I'm just more annoyed that the cards are so expensive right now. But just the main thing is the accessibility of the mode was there. You can go back to, 21 when we got content, twice a week and we saw the, season rewind stuff. You saw the season 9 out of the world stuff, in which, again, I'm not going to sit up here and act like everything was perfect, right? But like you could grind for a lot of these different rewards. Like a lot of these invincibles were, the grindable type of cards. You guys can see here, Invincible Dr. J. You saw a lot of those types of cards. The Space Jam set was fire. We saw content and when I say content, we saw new cards every Tuesday and Friday. That's what it was. We saw content every Tuesday, every Friday. We saw the next set as well, in which 2K this year decided to make it, oh, well, we don't have NIL permission or whatever. I mean, I genuinely think they could have gotten it. I don't know enough about it, so I'm just going out on a limb and saying this. I genuinely believe that they could have worked with the players and got something situated so they could have been in the game. We saw the Gauntlet Spotlight Sims, which was just incredible. Obviously, you could grind for Taco. I mean, can you believe that? With where we're at now, you could grind for Invincible Taco, who is literally one of the best bigs for the rest of the game in late June. Like, just look at this game. Okay, content in June, we saw every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Are you serious to where we're at now? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 times a week, we were getting content compared to 1 time now a week, which we're getting new players. Okay, you go to 22. And I'm not gonna sit up here and act like 22 was perfect, because I think content, in 22 wasn't as good as 21, especially down the stretch. You saw content Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, right? And I didn't love the season 8 sets, honestly. Like I didn't think that they were necessarily great. But then again, every Tuesday you'd see a content drop, and you'd see an attainable Kawhi within it, right? And I think, did I love how they did things? Not necessarily. Like, I didn't think it was necessarily great, but it was fine, right? You could at least get your cards with this set, and they were still really good. So, like, even the Mystic Kawhi was, a cheap card, and he was nearly just as good. So that's what we'd see on Tuesday. Obviously, on Friday, you'd see another card. But again, you could get these cheaper cards that were really good. Like this Alter Ego Braun was really good. Obviously, shooting guard eligible, not as good as, the best cards. But again, that's what we saw. Wasn't necessarily game breaking. Wasn't necessarily anything crazy. But that's what we saw. And even if you go into June, right? In June, we saw content Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Because you always saw this exchange Dark Matter, which I liked. Y'all remember this Malik Sealy card? It was a reason to load up and play the game. Again, no, the game wasn't necessarily perfect, but it was a reason to play the game. Then we see 2K23. Y'all remember these all-time Spotlight Sims? These were fire, guys. Like, again, it was a reason to load up and play the game. And again, I'm not saying the game was necessarily perfect, but it was a reason to play the game. You had a reason to load up every single day. And outside of that, you saw content on every Tuesday, content on every Friday. Again, was it anything crazy, game breaking? No, but again, at least it was content twice a week. But again, compared to what we saw in 21, it really wasn't anything crazy. The rush set was cool. I like that. But again, that didn't last super long. Again, the all-time Spotlight Sims for guys like Bob Nedelecki was incredible. But again, after that, it kind of went downhill. Forward to last year. Now, I got to be honest. End of last year, I didn't play the game because it was basically all gambling only, which obviously I was not a fan of. But at least we saw content more, and we saw the next set. And I am going to talk about the next set quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but a decent amount in this video. Because that is something this game needs. Like, the next set is so fun for players, man. I remember even in, 2021, those were some of my favorite sets because it's fun to use cards that are different. And I keep going back to that, but like, we've seen how many, Dr. J's this year. We have seen how many Shaqs this year. It's fun to use new cards. So when you get the next set, that's fire. Those are fun cards to use. Then obviously, again, you go here, you had Monday, Wednesday, as far as content that week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, as far as content that week. You saw Team USA cards. Obviously, again, you can't necessarily do anything with that this year. But there's just some, at least different content last year. You saw content until, August 2nd. But again, obviously, I didn't play. But I don't know. It just seems to me, and this is just my opinion, it just seems to me like, at least, we had content twice a week or pack drops twice a week. You go to this year, and this is what we got, right? You got the best. I'm not even going to call it the best of my team cards, new cards. I'm not even going to do it because these best of my team cards are just super pack add-ons. They're nothing new. They're not even, it's not even new content. And maybe in the past games they did that too, but it's nothing new. The only content we see is on Friday. We see no free cards. Outside, I will say the locker code in Shay was cool, right? Outside of that though, you don't even have, you don't even have grinds. Like, you can't even grind a game mode for a reward, right? You go back to 22, and I'm just gonna see what was here, because I don't even remember, right? And so I kind of want to go back and see what was in Season 8. Who could you grind for, right? Like, you had all these cards that you could grind for. You had a reason to play during the season, right? Like, I don't even remember what all these cards were, but like James Harden, Endgame Harden. Imagine if we had that this year. Like, a reason to load up and play the game? Like, you go back to 21, in which, again, I'm sure we saw some solid, content as far as the new season is concerned. Again, I don't know exactly what it was necessarily. Season 9 out of the world. You saw all of this content, all of these cards you could grind for. Again, I don't know exactly what it was like. But imagine this, right? Imagine this season we could have grinded for, some Invincibles, some Endgames. It would have changed the game. And instead of just being able to grind for these random, Invincible packs for cards that we already have in the game. Like, that just makes it so not exciting to me. And and you guys are probably going to say, well, Ty, you're just complaining too much. And maybe I am, but I just remember a time when 2K gave us the Gauntlet Spotlight Sims, right? I remember a time where we'd see consistent content at minimum twice a week. We'd get new cards, new players, new packs, right? Maybe some free grinds, maybe, triple threat updates. I remember a time in which 2K, even late into the year, put some effort into the game. And I'm not sitting up here asking for 2K to do content every day of the week, although I think that would be fire. But right now, you guys got to realize the devs basically are giving us something one day a week. Right now. Like, that's what it is. You can say, oh, well, Ty, they're putting in challenges for, festival cards. I mean, an event card, yes, but that's basically nothing. Like, that's nothing that they really are doing. It's just a gold or a GOAT card once a week. The triple threat park win streak isn't anything crazy. I wouldn't even consider that content. So right now in my team, we are literally getting the bare minimum. And for me, like, yeah, I would say like the events are somewhat new to the community still, so it's not like necessarily the worst, but it's like, imagine if we saw different things on Monday, different things on Tuesday, and it wouldn't even have to be anything crazy. Like, it would just be, simple things, oh, well, today you can grind for, I don't know, a Dark Matter Bob Nedelecki with the best release in the game. Yeah, he's 6'9", or, you could give us 100 overall at this stage minimum, but he's, undersized, but he's got the best release in the game at the power forward position. No, for a lot of people, he's not necessarily going to play. Maybe you could give him small forward eligibility, but he's just something new, something different. It's not going to hurt your pack sales, 2K. All it's going to do is make the community more excited that, to load up and play the game. And maybe I'm asking for too much, but at this stage, I feel like there's just nothing right now in this game and again, I play it, it's fine. But outside of that locker code, this game has been chalked, man. The locker code's was fire. I can't hate on that. That new challenge was fire. I can't hate on that. Even the playoffs grind was fine. I won't hate on that. But we got to realize that was almost a month ago at this stage. Like, I didn't mind the playoffs grind, but again, that was a long time ago, right? We need something like that now. Something like a grind that, yeah, I don't even know if the playoffs grind was worth it. It was fine. Like, Shay ended up being good. But overall for the community, was it worth it? I don't know. but it at least gave some people a reason to load up and play the game. And I think that's what's lacking right now, is like, I just don't see any new things to load up and play the game for. And even the events, right? Like the events that 2K gives us. Yeah, it's a reason to grind for the cards to get like the Rudy G's, but like there's just no in-between stage. You either spend a bunch of money to get those, you know, GOAT Festival cards, or you don't spend the money and you don't get a whole lot from the event. So I shouldn't say you don't get a whole lot, because you still get a decent amount, but it just leaves something to be desired, I guess. I don't know. I remember a time my team used to be fun in endgame, and I'm not saying it's not fun, but all the cards are copy and paste of each other. I've already made a video talking about that. To me, that ruins the funness a little bit. There's no real new content. The best of my team super packs aren't even content. I'm not even going to give 2K the benefit of the doubt there. And beyond that, it's just really tough for me to be super excited about where this game's at right now. So hopefully, you know, I'm not expecting a whole ton at the end of this year, but hopefully moving forward to different, you know, to next year and future years, we can actually get effort and content until, you know, the summer ends. So that's gonna wrap it up for my video. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.